Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I am your host, Davion, and I'm back with my boy Matt
What up?
and Oronde.
What's good?
And today we are back talking about some NFL playoffs, talking today about the divisional round. We had some really good games. We had some pretty shocking games when it comes to two of the four. But Matt, Oronde, how are we feeling after this past weekend?
Watching the Niners get stomped out was pretty entertaining. So
I'm feeling mixed reviews here. I'm feeling excited and also annoyed, but we'll see how this goes.
Well, all right. So we are going to jump straight into it. There's no time to waste here today, and we're going to sit here and we're going to start off by talking about the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. So starting with that game, the Denver Broncos win 33-30 in overtime. But significant things happened during this game. We saw Sean McDermott lose his job the day after. We also saw during one of the kneel downs, we saw Bo Nix get his ankle broke, and now he is out for the rest of the season. So, with that being said, what are your thoughts on that game? What are we feeling about that game?
a classic Denver can't fucking win a regular game for their lives this year, but also Josh Allen having to try and play hero ball, even though he probably didn't even need to, because that defense had Denver and Bo Nix be their leading rusher. They shut that run game down and could not do anything with it, leading to overtime. And we all know Josh Allen's record. He has never won an overtime game since having the rules changed because he's crying too much.
Oh, for real? Yeah. Buffalo, you let me down, man. This was the year. This was your year. You had it right in your hands, and Josh Allen decides to go for four turnovers. Um, Unexcusable. Unexcusable. I think it's hilarious that his coach gets fired for his performance, but I
Wrong
digress.
guy got fired.
Wrong. They're definitely not letting him go. Yeah, it was like ugly.
Yeah.
Like yes, the Bills, like obviously it was a close game. Like it was a good game regardless, but just like Josh, I mean, literally after that fumble, it was like a 10-point swing instead of three. I mean, it just after that first half, it just kind of went downhill for Denver or for Buffalo, I feel like, and they just couldn't get anything. So I don't know, man. There's gonna be a lot of interesting things that go on with that team this offseason, but it's not looking good. This is probably like the worst thing that could have possibly happened to this organization, I think.
I do want to mention to all the viewers out there, I did was the sole person to choose the Broncos to win this game. I just want to point that out.
Well,
I got this one wrong for sure. I mean, so I look at this and we see all these things happening around the NFL. I think I would say Sean McDermott should have lost his job a year, maybe 2 years ago,
for
personally.
real?
I've
I
been
think
saying
that's a
he should have
little
been gone a
crazy.
while ago. I really have been. I still think that team was built or created or made, to succeed. And obviously we saw what happened today or this past weekend. Um, Another thing I will say though is that this Denver defense is really the calling card for this Denver team. Their offense does just amount or just enough. Jared Stidham now has to go out here and win this game this upcoming weekend against the New England Patriots, but we'll talk about that in our prediction video, which is probably already posted. Um, but looking at this Denver team, is there a way that they can still get to the playoffs? I mean, we remember what happened last time. We had a star quarterback go out. The Philadelphia Eagles were crowned champions at that point. So, I mean, can this happen with the Denver Broncos, or is Jared Stidham not good enough, and is the New England Patriots better?
One is a with that question is it's a different regime. I don't feel as concerned about going against a backup in an important game, which that again that has
Yeah.
spurred us before clearly. But also, I can't say that name. Nick Foles could have been a starter that year, regardless of where he was at. So,
Oh yeah, they did beat your New England Patriots. You're right.
yes, they beat us after Brady put up like 450 yards. Anyways,
Wasn't enough.
um, yeah, no, a Patriots reject that we have to play for the conference championship, I'm not too worried. With our defense putting up, I think 72 pressures through this postseason alone, um, I'm going to trust our defense to get the job done. And we haven't lost a game with Gonzo and Milton Williams playing at the same time.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jared Stidham. It's just not. It just doesn't look good at all. It's like Jared Stidham hasn't taken a snap in what 2 years or something,
Been a
and it was a
while.
kneel down.
Stiddy, as Bill Belichick called him.
I like now. Granted, like obviously, who knows what could happen. This year's been crazy already. So for
Hmm.
some reason, I could see a close game, but I don't know. It's just like that's just you win against the Bills, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Like your chances of the Super Bowl just drastically went down.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be hard. And if Jared Stidham goes out there and looks like the best player alive, that would be insane. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a little reservation that I'm holding because no one really knows what's going to happen. No one really knows how this game is going to iron out. What defense, like what's going to happen. So I'm interested to see what happens there. But let's jump to the next game. We have the Houston Texans versus the New England Patriots. Patriots get a big commanding win 28-16. Their defense in the first half looked like unstoppable. They looked like one of the best defenses in the league. I will say this. CJ Stroud looked terrible. Like he probably, to me, his grading would have been like a 2 out of 10. He looked like he was seeing ghost.
He
Like
had a
I don't know what he
QBR
was doing. Like what was his QBR?
Was it 26.8?
2021.
Doesn't
Oh,
shock me.
mm.
He was god
That's
awful. He
if
was
you
bad.
if you spike the ball every play, you'd have a higher QBR, I think.
He was terrible. Like I watched that game and I see him and like he looked bad to me. He looked bad against the Steelers as well. Like he didn't look great against the Steelers. They ran up I think 14, 16 points in the fourth quarter against the Steelers because their defense was just so good. But they just I don't I personally think you give CJ Stroud one, maybe two drives after halftime, and then you have to bring on somebody different because he just wasn't good enough.
I'm surprised they kept him in after that first half. I mean,
I am too.
I
four
was talking
turnovers.
I am
I
too.
was talking to my buddy about the game because the first half had me stressed because everybody was just turning the ball over. But
Yeah.
my friend was like, "Yeah, I don't know how Houston wins this." I was like, "Dude, they have Will Anderson. He's single-handedly willing this team."
That's the other thing too. I feel so bad for this defense.
Yeah.
Like this has been probably one and two, or probably Seattle and Houston. You pick and choose.
Yeah.
Like they deserve to be in that Super Bowl because of that defense alone. Now, CJ Stroud, all he had to do was be an average quarterback, like a Trent Dilfer.
Yep.
That's all he had to do. And they would have, I think, probably beaten New England because the way that was looking, it was not looking good for New England either.
Mm-mm. The first
Because
half was rough.
Drake May did really didn't play that well. He had a lot of fumbles.
Yeah, he had four in the first half.
Yeah.
Well, it was four, but he
Two.
lost two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he lost
Yeah,
two.
exactly.
Bro, Will Anderson was bullying Mr. Campbell on his
Will
solo
Campbell
sets.
might get a statue if they win it all here for
Yes.
saving that fumble at the goal line. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
that and again, another team's rushing game has been absolutely shut down with Woody Marks being their leading rusher of 17 yards on the day.
Yeah,
Didn't
not
help.
good.
17 yards on 14 carries. He has McCaffrey numbers out there minus the receiving.
Hmm. Yeah. It. I don't know. It's just like
That and then you have Derek Stingley getting bullied by Kayshon Boutte.
yeah. New
You
England's
can't,
New England's receivers decided to go out and make like the two best catches of the week with
Yep.
the one hander by Booty and then Diggs with that crazy. I don't know how we held that in.
dude.
That was crazy.
It's kind of absurd to have a bottom five offense show up in the two most important games of the season. Because as I forgot who said it. It might have been Troy Aikman that said it, but Stroud is chasing his rookie success, and he has not
Yeah,
looked
Yes.
it was
confident.
Aikman.
Yes.
Mhm.
he hasn't looked confident since that week 9 injury, week 7,
Yeah.
that
Yeah, when
head
he got the
injury.
concussion.
He hasn't been confident since then. Now, don't get me wrong, he has still got it up on occasion, but that bravado, that ability to light it up the entire game is just gone.
I mean, I wouldn't even say from that injury. I mean, last year he wasn't that good either.
I agree.
He was very average.
I agree.
And it's like,
Last year turned into a step in the right direction, but to regress this much
yeah, like in
in a
that
following
fast
season,
is pretty insane. And like, how do they go on that win streak? You know?
Yes, I'm
the
right there with
defense, and then
Of
Stroud playing
course.
competent, but also
But it's like,
not going against some of the best defensive lines in the league because their O
true.
line crumbled.
yeah,
Their
it's
O
bad.
line
Their O line's bad.
passing and run blocking grades fell off a cliff after I think week 11.
I mean, I don't know, man. Oh, and it's hilarious. Drake May had a lower QBR, 20.8, and he
Really?
still had 3 TDs. Yeah, that's what it says here.
16 of 27, 179 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception, 5 sacks, with a QBR of 20.8 and a rating of
100.
100.
And the 2 fumbles, if you throw
And
that
then
in.
the 2 fumbles.
So 3 turnovers. I
I
don't know,
think,
man.
yeah.
4 picks
Houston,
though.
but like, do should we be worried about Houston in the future, or is this like like what?
It's good to be concerned because it doesn't help to lose all of your number one targets game after game, including losing 2 of them in the same game.
Yeah.
Fair.
One of them being Stroud's fault because he threw a hospital ball, a non-contact hospital
I
ball. I'm
I don't
still
know
not
how.
over him.
Apparently, his injury was not significant. I don't know how. That
I
was
I don't know
kind of
how.
That's
gross.
incredible because that was a horrible throw, one of many.
No, what I would say this. When I watch that game, well, when I watch, like, the question was, well, should we be concerned about Houston? I
Because
don't
like,
think.
here's the thing, Davion. I hate to use this. Bryce Young got the 5th year option. Houston hasn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I agree. I think if it's me, there is a level of concern going around Houston. I don't think there are alarms going off, but there's definitely concern and reservation because of what they have, because of, what CJ looked like this past week, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
just
know.
rocky, rocky, rocky. So
Anyway, so
okay.
next up, the Seattle Seahawks beat the doors off of the San Francisco 49ers. I will say this, like the Niners looked like, oh, let me rephrase that. Seattle looked like the best team in the National Football League, and it wasn't even close.
Can I say something, Davion?
Oh yeah, I'm sure you are.
We're just gonna go right into the Niners. Brock Purdy.
That's why I went
I
away
want
from.
to hear your thoughts.
I went away from Brock because I didn't want to talk about Brock Purdy at that point. I wanted to talk about Seattle because of how good Seattle looked.
Okay, okay, okay. We'll wait.
They look like the best team in the league. Their defense, their offense, they look complete. I think one thing after another, and dare I say it for the Houston Texans, dare I say it for the Buffalo Bills, dare I say it now for the Niners, injuries have riddled all three of those teams.
Oh yeah.
And so I think a part of that is like that team they've overachieved in my opinion, completely overachieved this season. And they just met their match. They met the best team in the league.
I saw a stat this year. I don't think the Niners have scored more than 17 on Seattle this year.
I don't think anyone.
Altogether.
Altogether?
Oh,
No
total?
way.
Well, I know the first game they only got into like the single digits.
My God.
So it could be all together actually.
And
Yeah, no, it's all
another thing,
together. They scored
another
16
thing too,
points.
good for you, Sam Darnold.
I agree.
Good for you, man. Like, this is what's hilarious. I don't know why I just think of the Jalen Hurts argument
Uh-oh.
with this. But like, I feel like Seattle fans, they know Darnold's not a top 5 player. He just has
I
to be competent. That's all it
I
is. Just no
completely agree.
turnovers. But and then I don't know, it just looks smooth when he's out there. I don't know what it is. It just looks a lot simpler. It's not, he's not going for 300-yard games. He's just
He's just game managing
Game
completely.
managing. That's all he needs to do. Um, you know, and then also I think this game just kind of got out of hand way too quickly. I mean, the kick
Yeah,
return to start the game,
yeah. I
I
was
mean,
thinking.
that's insane. Like all that, and then
Y'all know
you
me. I'm all
have
for a really good special teams.
you have the Niners, the controversial timeout that they called kind of in the beginning of the game, and then it just went all downhill from there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think the Seahawks are still my favorites to go to the bowl or win it all. So I don't think there's anybody that can really beat them for real.
I think it's a fair statement. And considering all y'all just said, I agree with Matt. They're probably the most complete team front to back. They
I
do they
agree.
do lose Zach Charbonnet to a knee injury,
Yep.
but still have Kenneth Walker, and they still have an amazing wide receiver core that has been outstanding. And of course, the defense. Defense wins championships, but offense certainly helps. Dropping 41 on your division rival in the playoffs, uh, it's a statement in itself. And I'm just gonna leave off with like at first going into this postseason, I was most concerned about the Rams. That concern has shifted to the Seahawks with this dominating win and the Rams' inability to pull away from Chicago.
But is
Yeah, we
he?
could.
But is that is so? Well, okay, sure. But is that because the Rams aren't? Well, I think. Well, here's the thing. Well, I'll say this: Rams did win in overtime against the Bears. There's a lot to diverge about that game because I think there was a lot that went down during that game. But what I'll say this about those three teams, the NFC West, pretty much, is that like you have three teams who I think one overachieved in the Niners. The Rams were, I think, right where they were with the team that they have. And
I think they were favored, right, to win that
I think
division.
they were, and I think
Yes.
Seattle overachieved. They pushed their luck, and they learned who they were, and they learned who they really were because they're we know Seattle or like or the Legion of Boom. They're known for being run defense, knock you down, don't let you score, suffocate you the entire time. That's what they are known for. That's
And
who
they're
they
kind of like the offensive opposite of Houston,
exactly.
where Houston's defense
Yes.
didn't
Mhm.
disguise anything. Seattle tells you they're run first and is still going to do it anyways.
Yeah, and
And
so
I was saying too, like in a previous episode, like with Seattle too, like everybody can just fly around. Like
right.
everybody on that defense, top to bottom, everywhere on the field. Like it's crazy to me watching that.
Yeah, and so when I look at that this Rams and Bears game, to me, I see a team in the Rams who are pushing their luck. I think they are really good. I think they are very talented, but I think Sean McVay hasn't looked great as a head coach right now. I mean, they almost lost to the Panthers. They almost lost to the
True.
Bears. Um, the Rams, and so I think they're at a point where they are getting lucky, and there are things that are going aligned to them. But at one point, they're going to run into that wall, and I think that wall is the defense of the Seattle Seahawks. And so I don't know.
I mean, do you think like the Bears are a better roster than the Rams, Davion? Because I don't think so.
If anything, I think they're pretty even.
Okay.
I think they're pretty much the same exact thing. My biggest concern about the Bears just would be Caleb, and I think Oronde, you wanted to speak to Caleb. Like he made some of the greatest throws in
I,
back-to-back
I
weeks
One of the
mentioned
greatest
this.
throws
I
I've ever
mentioned
seen.
this with Matthew the other night.
and
It's
back-to-back weeks.
he's so good when it matters.
Yeah.
Right. That's
But
what's but here's the thing,
getting to
Rondé,
that point is frustrating.
that's not gonna be consistent. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
this
can't be
obviously is not
winning
going to be
games off
consistent,
of
but
that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
but to have been improve and unlock this ability to just to even enhance Caleb's already incredible ability to improvise? Can we
Mhm.
get his reading and his understanding of defenses just a little bit better
I mean,
during the rest of the game?
3 turnovers.
My
He has
goodness.
5 in the playoffs. He has
A
more
few of
turnovers than
those
TDs.
I still think a few of those weren't his fault, but
Okay.
I'm gonna throw the bus on DJ Moore for finishing that game.
Oh, okay.
I saw a tweet.
Miscommunication.
DJ Moore's never been on a winning team until today.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, so I mean, so what are we thinking now? You know? What are we thinking? Like Rams? Like what do the Bears need to I saw Ben Johnson speak today. He said that, they have to go start from scratch because, that just wasn't good enough.
Start from scratch.
So what are y'all thinking about the Bears? Like
I
where are
think
they at, do you think
If
progressive or I guess like, future?
if they can fully enhance their play action and getting that run first mentality,
Yeah.
then it'll open up so much more.
I mean, but they do that so well though, Oronde.
They
They're
do
such
that
a good
so
run
well.
team.
However, they end up moving because of the Rams defense, which credit to the Rams defense. They moved away from that regular season identity, and their usage rates changed to adapt to the Rams team, which you're supposed to do that in the playoffs, but it was so effective that they should have at least maintained most of that semblance of what they were doing beforehand. Especially why are we running D Swift up the middle? He's not a power runner. He can't
Yeah,
do that. That's not his job.
Yeah. No.
And what did he do? Like 7 or 8 times? Run up the middle for maybe 3 yards. What's that going
true.
to give you? No one's biting on that at all.
Honestly, I think
Then I'm
okay, okay.
still not done with DJ Moore, bro. That
Oh, here we
that
go.
pissed me off, man.
Come on, Oronde. You
I
can't.
Davion
This is
Davion's
the.
done Davion's done this before. As somebody who coaches football, why are you giving up on a freaking route, bro? Game on the line.
But we can't
This
we
whole
can't blame
drive
this
is
on one
important.
play
I'm
though.
not
We
going
can't
to.
though.
I want to. I'm not going to. But I'm gonna give him 60-40. I'm gonna give him
60
60-40.
40.
64 is crazy.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. Yes, that was bad. It was a miscommunication. But how many opportunities did they have to kick a field goal and they didn't take it? How many times were they in the red zone and they still didn't decide to take the field goals? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Caleb, like I hate to go back to this turnovers. That's
You know,
not good. Like,
he definitely didn't look great. I will stand
He
by you
had
on
one
that one.
overthrow, he had one off the hands, and he had DJ Moore's give up.
but the if you look back at that play, the safety was on that like
Who
100%.
cares? Break it
Come
up.
on.
That's your job. Your job, if the throw was errant, you turn into defense for a moment. Isn't that in the job description of a wide receiver in
That's
the
fair.
NFL?
I
That's
would agree.
fair.
I would agree.
Windows exist for you to exploit them. Caleb is really good at that, especially towards the sideline. That is his specialty, especially during the postseason. If you see his passing chart, sideline, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Like that is what he's good at.
Maybe he did that because he hasn't been efficient this year. That's probably why. He just
Well,
doesn't get the ball.
he also hasn't had the time to throw over the middle because no one's going over the freaking middle because everybody's had really good, especially zone coverage over the middle and a lot of good linebackers in the middle. But I digress. It's just he did what he was supposed to do. Miscommunication is miscommunication, but to give up, it'd be one thing if he ran his route fully in any other direction. Cool, shit happens. But to give up, that just irks me.
Yeah.
That just bothers me so much.
Well, the future, I would say this, the future of the Bears is bright. I think Ben Johnson did an exceptional job this
Yes.
season with his first year.
Yes.
I think there is a lot to be desired for the Bears. But there's still so much need to still be, or there's still so much work that needs to be done with the Bears, with the Texans. Obviously Buffalo are now interest
Niners.
entering a rebuild type thing or whatever the hell they're going to do. And then the Niners as well. All four of those teams who lost this weekend have to go back to the drawing board because something did not work. And I'm interested to see how they fix those issues. So, with that being said, Matt, Oronde, are y'all good?
Yeah, we good.
All right. Well, I have been your host, Davion. This has been the post game. Peace.